out here at the Hollin Hills Shopping Center off Fort Hunt Road, and we're at Nepenthe Gallery. Fairly new. They've been open for about a year, but a great collection of art and really adding to our whole vision of art on the corridor. Some beautiful pieces here, and we're looking forward to working with them more and some of these artists to provide even more art opportunities on the corridor. And here we are with the owner. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's great to see you.
Great to see you. So tell us your name and tell us a little bit about your gallery here.
Okay, thanks. My name is Carrie Garland, and my husband Jim and I opened Nepenthe about a year ago, and he's the framer. We do custom framing downstairs, and up here we have our art gallery. We represent over 50 artists from all over the world. Many are local, and we also have represent a lot of regional and national artists, and then we have some from different parts of the world. So it's very exciting. We mostly have original art on the walls. We do sometimes curate items that we find in auctions or in private collections, and we bring them here to Nepenthe and take them down to our frame shop and check them out and reframe them and hang them on the walls. So we have pieces that are from famous artists also that we love to showcase. But right now we're every Thursday night we have an art wine and cheese event, and wine and cheese. Then we feature an art component, and for the next 6 weeks we have an exhibit that is called Mount Vernon. Where we sit is on the property that used to be George Washington's River Farm.
Oh, wow.
And so we thought it was appropriate to celebrate Mount Vernon and introduce the area to some historical art, which is a whole different genre. And so far, people are really enjoying it. Even if it's not their style of art, it's nice to read about the history of George Washington and Mount Vernon. And stark contrast to the Mount Vernon art, we just hung these really fantastic works from a very famous artist who is Brazilian and lives and works out of Miami, Florida. His name is Romero Brito, and it's our great honor to offer some of his original. These are everything hanging on the wall by Brito is an original work, and we weren't quite sure if our community was ready for Brito, but we've sold a couple already, and they've been on the walls for less than 24 hours. So it's really exciting. I can see it in your face, and you can see it in mine. It's just they make you feel good to look at them. So anyway.
As the owner of a gallery, do you take pieces home to your house and just always changing up your space with different pieces of artwork?
Well, I don't know. I don't really rotate like that, but there are quite a few artists whose works we represent who I've purchased.
You have their art.
It's like working in a candy shop.
So what made you open an art gallery here also as well? You guys live in the community?
We do. We live about a mile away.
Okay.
We raised our 4 kids here, and I always knew I stayed home and raised the kids and wanted to get back to work when they were all
raised and out of the house.
One left at home. He's almost 18, so he's about ready to go. And my husband, he founded and owned and sold a business, and about 5 years ago. So we decided, well, let's do something together. And we had a lot of different ideas, but we landed on an art gallery. Our family has a private collection, and my husband has a lot of business background, so we thought merge those two. He looked up how do you make money at an art gallery, and he learned you have a frame shop. So he did an apprenticeship with a good friend of ours who owns a gallery in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. So now Jim frames, and there are 5 of us who work up here and curate art and work with the press and get the word out about our weekly events and different exhibits that we put on. So we have a nice little team bringing art to the community. We're having a great time.
Who is a better artist, you or your husband?
Nah, I'm not going to answer that. We're having lots of fun.
Okay, all right. Both are having fun. Now, are these sculpture pieces also by this artist, or?
No, the sculpture pieces here are by an artist named Vadim Karchenko. He's actually Ukrainian.
Okay.
We bought a piece of his that's out in front of the owner of the shopping center, who we love. It's a 4th generation family-owned shopping center.
Hollin Hills Shopping Center?
He let us bolt that sculpture to the concrete. So
Wow.
I just thought it would be, great to have a piece of sculpture outside to
Yeah.
sort of.
I mean, it really sets the tone for the space. Yeah.
And so we bought that from Vadine, and when we did that, he sent us he brought some of his other pieces here. We just sold a really fantastic work of his. That was a wall sculpture, but he has his own gallery up in New Jersey, and he is.
Okay. Does amazing
I always
work.
say one of our favorite artists, but you can't. We love them all.
Yeah.
Two of them just stopped by. You just missed them. They were
Okay.
just
Oh,
here
the artists
to say
themselves?
hi. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So you can
Yeah.
come in here and you might bump into one of the artists that does the work.
Right.
And I mean, that's always great when you can create like a personal experience to the artwork or
Right.
meet the artists themselves
Yes.
for the work that you can buy. And now, who's this guy? This guy looks very familiar.
He does.
Is this?
This is what gave us the idea for the Mount Vernon exhibit. Our family, like I said, we have a private. My parents collected a collection. They have a collection of art.
Okay.
It's on permanent loan down at William and Mary.
Okay.
At their museum there called the Muscarelli Museum.
Yeah.
And when we decided to open an art gallery, we thought it'd be fun to have a piece from their collection hanging at all times, just to keep us tilted towards fine art, but also have an enrichment part of the gallery. You don't have to come in and buy something. You can come in and just look at a really fabulous work of art by an important artist.
Yeah.
So my mom is still living, and she is an art historian and gives gallery talks about these pieces. And we had two others. This is the third one we've hung, and it's a Thomas Sully. He was in his day. He's born in England, but moved to America pretty early in his career. And during his lifetime, he was really the preeminent portraitist in the U.S. And this is a copy. It's an original painting by Thomas Sully, and it's a copy of the famous, iconic Gilbert Stuart image of George Washington. So
Okay.
this is kind of the centerpiece of the Mount Vernon exhibit, and the rest we have four other artists. Renee Gage is a photographer who's sharing images of Mount Vernon. Gwen Bragg is a watercolorist whose images are part of the collection or the exhibit. Mount Vernon Estate gave us permission to make copies or prints of 7 of their pieces from their private collection. Those are in here too. And then Bryant and Pamela White, who are historical painters out of Pennsylvania, are part of the exhibit. And then Debbie D'Artez, who's an en plein air artist who lives in Chesapeake, Virginia, but used to live here.
That's cool. And I think they just had a bunch of plein air artists at River Farm.
Yes.
They had an event recently. So I love to see the collaboration with all the different, major sites on the Richmond Highway. I mean, there's so many great amenities here that a lot of people don't know about, from River Farm to Woodlawn, obviously Mount Vernon, and now these beautiful galleries and works. And it's even cooler to know that you can come in here, because I was actually at the grist mill, and you could go to George Washington's distillery. I'm guessing that's what this is a picture of.
In fact, the distiller is going to be here on February 23rd, Thursday night. We're having a whiskey tasting.
Oh.
And the distiller will be here.
What day is that? February 23rd. Okay, whiskey tasting.
And I'm glad you mentioned Woodlawn. So the exhibit, we put it together with collaboration from Mount Vernon Estate and also from Woodlawn. And we extended it into March because March is when Woodlawn has their annual needlework show. And Nellie Custis was an incredible needle worker, and Woodlawn has loaned us some of her works for this exhibit. So we're really honored to have these here. These are all done by Nellie Custis. These are bookmarks, presumably one for Martha and one for George.
Okay.
One of Nellie's apparently favorite images to needlepoint was a rose. This is a really exquisite piece that she did with some silk, and that is my favorite. It's a ribbon from Martha Washington's wedding gown.
Wow.
And Nellie stitched needlepoint into it to just
really make it come to life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the folks at Woodlawn tell us that Nellie Custis was one of our sort of unsung heroes of our American history. Just wonderful, steward of grandmother's legacy, and understood how important it would be to preserve it and honor it. So
that's amazing.
It's fun, yeah.
It's great to see that community aspect come together right here.
Yeah.
What's the address here?
The address is 7918 Fort Hunt Road. We're in Hollin Hall Shopping Center, right next to the Hollin Hall pastry shop.
Yeah. Come check them out. This is a great space. I love to have more art on the Richmond Highway. And all the great events that you have, you can go to your website, which we'll put a link to,
Okay,
to
great.
find out all the upcoming events. I mean, the whiskey tasting, that sounds excellent, but also wine and cheese every
Right.
Thursday.
Yes, every Thursday.
And I mean, yeah, you don't even have to purchase anything. You can come in, enjoy the conversation, meet some people, talk about art, learn about
Right.
whatever. And what the topic is tonight is
Tonight is the curator of fine and decorative arts from Mount Vernon.
From Mount
Estate,
Vernon,
Adam
yeah.
Irby. He'll be here tonight.
That's
And
great.
the presentation. Yeah.
well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Come check out Nepenthe. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Nepenthe Gallery
Gallery.
here in the Hollin Hill Shopping Center. We'll see you soon.